All right, welcome to the queue for the last round of play in the 1942 setup of BBR. It'll be turn 8 or round 5, however you want to track that. This is it, Russia's last move. For the buy, they have $1 they're going to spend to move a factory, 2 air bases, 2 fighters, 2 heavy tanks, just because I can, saving $1 for the treasury, and there'll be no need to collect money at the end of this round. So let's get on with the battles. We are going to fly a fighter from Moscow. 1, 2, 3, 4 to hit the transports. 1 fighter from Bessarabia. 1, 2, 3 to hit the transports. So that'll be 2 fighters against the transports, and because there's more than 1, there'll be a dice roll of a 1. If he had 4 transports, he would get 2 dice rolls, but he doesn't, so 1 it is, and they each have 1 movement left. The next battle, 3 heavy tanks from Archangel will come through Leningrad and hit the Baltic. They will pick up this mech just to make sure. And the third battle is for Warsaw, which is a victory point. 4 heavy tanks, 2 mechs. The rest will be non-com. So let's roll some stinking dice. And I have taken a lot of crap about dice rolls this game. So I am going to roll for the 2 planes against the transport. So the white dice will be the 1 for the transport defense. 2 hits. Therefore, 2 transports. The third one is an auto kill because it can't defend. So we'll put that over there. There's the roll. Good for me. All right, on to the next battle in the Baltic states, where I will have 3 4s for my tanks and a 1 for the mech. And that is 2 hits. So we will remove a Tiger and an infantry. He will defend with a 2 and 2 4s for the Tigers. And 1 hit. So that is the mech I brought in. Alright, so the final roll in that battle will be 3 4s for the Russian heavy tanks. 1 hit, that's all I needed, versus 1 for the German Tiger. And that is a miss. So that Tiger is gone. Baltic states is eliminated. The final battle. I didn't bring any aircraft into the battle for Warsaw because I am fearful of Axis anti-aircraft guns, which have devastated the Russian Air Force. So, all land units. 4 heavy tanks and 2 mechanized. Oh, got a rogue dice in there. All right, not good. 2 hits. So, obviously, the anti-aircraft and the artillery. So Germany will defend. 2 4s for the fighters. 1 4 for the heavy tank and a 2 for the artillery. 2 hits. All right, so we are even up on that first one. I'll lose my 2 mechs, which leaves me 4 versus his 3. All 4s. All right, so Russia wipes out Germany. Germany cannot wipe out Russia, but crap, they damaged the tar out of them. All right, so all German units are gone. 3 We'll leave that KV-2. 3 Russian heavy tanks gone. All right, so that is the action. So if it mattered, Germany would go up, or Russia would go up 3, but it doesn't matter. That was just a action. All right, well, I guess we don't need those there either. Those are Russian. Russia has all its territories back, plus 2 enemy. But like I said, that doesn't matter. Cash doesn't matter right now. So let's move. See if that works. All right, so we're going to land 1 plane in Leningrad, and we're going to land the other plane in Vyborg. All right, so now we can send these tanks, 4 tanks that were in Leningrad, non-com, 1, 2. So now Warsaw is beefed up by some cavalry. Well, Cossacks, however you want to look at that. Was that on? Okay, I didn't think that was on there, but it is. All right, so the 1 anti-aircraft gun in Poland slides up. In here, in Ukraine, is that in the picture? It is. All right. So they will drive 2 heavy tanks to Romania, 1 mech, and we will rail that anti-aircraft gun. And here was my other marker, which meant that that guy was going to take that territory. It only matters because I want to block this tank if Italy decides not to go to Egypt. Because point-wise, that will not matter one bit. All right. So what else do I got to move? Oh yeah, the factory that I was paid $1 to move moves back into Leningrad. This gentleman walks into Leningrad. Over here, for no apparent reason, one of them walks back into Siberia. And this guy rails to Moscow. And then there's an infantry in Moscow which will rail up to Leningrad. So he's still there. Down south, we are going to fly this fighter that did nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4 into Egypt. I will put him on the front there. And as he goes by, he destroys this Italian battleship because it's an Italian battleship. The 2 infantry in Iran rail over to India. Be 1, 2, 3. I will also use the bomber to transport those 2 infantry. 1, you know what, I go across the water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll land in east because that's where all the transport planes are landing. But we dropped off our 2 infantry into Calcutta there. And I believe, okay, so I got to put that back. Bummer. I believe that is it for this round. Let's not do a recap. Let's place our units. All right, so the factory moved. It can only place 2, which is 2 fighters. I've got 2 air bases, 1 in Romania and 1 in Vyborg. So if you're wondering about Vyborg, that gives us 6 planes to scramble, which is more than Germany can throw into that sea zone anyway. So Leningrad should be safe. All right. Oh yeah, and these 2 token tanks that do nothing, we'll put those in the Ukraine just because I can. And I saved $1. So there it is. No need to collect money. Let's read off the recap. Vyborg. We have a French fighter, Canadian fighter, Russian fighter. Leningrad. 2 Russian infantry, 2 Canadian infantry, 1 Canadian bomber, 3 fighters. The anti-aircraft gun was moving to Karelia to block that. That's what happens when you don't put out a chip. And also, that's an air transport, so it would defend at 0. All right, hopefully that didn't mess anybody up. Moscow, 1 man. Baltic, 3 heavy tanks. Warsaw, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 heavy tanks, 1 anti-aircraft gun. Romania, 2 heavy tanks, 1 anti-aircraft gun, 1 mech, 1 British fighter. Yugoslavia, 1 infantry. Romania, or Ukraine, who cares? And Egypt, I dropped 1 fighter. Calcutta, I dropped 4 infantry. My bomber landed in western India. And who cares about the moves in the Far East? They're of no use. I'm looking to see if that's everything. The Warsaw victory point is now gone. So they're at 11 victory points. But they also have all their turns left too. And I don't think Warsaw is going to hold. Can't see it happening. All right. So that means the last thing here, widen that out a little. It is now time for Imperial Japan. But in the meantime, we are going to fix bayonets. Good luck, Carl.